Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Becoming a ROS Developer. So today we've got Felipe, who has just completed ROS 2 Basics with Python, and he'll be giving a presentation on how he's managed to do the project. So we'll see him do a demonstration on the real robot, then we'll get through into his code base and how he managed to solve the problem. So right now I will hand over the floor to Felipe so that he can start presenting. Okay, Felipe,
Oh,
over to you.
thank you, Isaiah. Yeah. So basically, this is my presentation for the Rust basics, like the project. So what I'm gonna show you is like basically a project that is gonna make the robot to find like which world is close to it. When it identifies which one is the wall that is close, he's gonna start an algorithm to follow that wall, and he's gonna record like all the information that he's doing during the movements to complete like a full lap, using a topic, a service, and an action that is like basically how to prove the knowledge of this course. So I already am connected with the robot. I'm just gonna open the terminal. I already like built all the package and the code that I'm using. So I'm just gonna execute the main launch. Yeah. Is that okay for you?
Yes, let's go for it.
Okay, let's go for it. So the robot initially, well, I expect that it's gonna work fine. Sometimes is doing some weird movements, but it's okay. So at the beginning, he's gonna start just like to turning, looking for the closest or the nearest wall that it's on the way
Mm-hmm.
to the robot, and when it like find it, it's gonna start like the service for the it's gonna start the following wall algorithm.
Okay.
Okay, so the service is finished. It already start with the wall following topic. So it's gonna keep a distance between zero point 0.2 and zero point 0.3 meters when it finds that in the front wall is finding that in the front sensor is finding a wall. He's gonna make a left turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try to keep a distance. Okay, yeah. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes there's a difference between the simulation and the implementation. So
Yeah,
sometimes I need to be
always.
careful of like the movement. Yeah.
Always, yeah. There is a difference between simulation and reality.
Yeah, so sometimes I have tested like a couple of times the algorithms and sometimes go to the wall, maybe because something in the sensors or something like that.
Okay.
So hopefully this time is not gonna go to the wall, hopefully.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, a little bit, a little bit. I don't know.
Just made it. Oops.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
It
just
was
made it.
almost there. It was almost there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost there. That happened. That happened.
Alright.
Usually.
I think you can get through to explaining your code base now since you managed to
Yeah,
see
sure,
that it
sure.
followed
So
the first three quarters of the trick.
yeah. I'm just gonna run it. In the meantime, I can just explain it to you,
Okay.
just
Alright.
because it's cool and I like it.
Alright.
Uh,
Alright. You can leave
so
it running and
yeah,
then you'll come back to it later.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So well, basically, okay. So as an explanation, I'm using a topic, an action, and a service. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what I'm using a topic basically, and you can see them here in the package that I construct. I have two packages. I have the package of wall follower, and I
Mm-hmm.
have the package of custom interface. Basically, why do I decide, or why I decided to use those packages? Initially, because I was having some problems, and then I realized when I was reading like the documentations that it was going to be easier to include in the custom interface the service information. So here is my service that it basically is gonna just return like a boolean if he found like the wall,
Right.
and the action information that is basically is just gonna give me like the positions of like the odometry that is the result of like the action that is there.
Okay.
So basically I decided to include there because even it was going to be easy to have like a way to access. Even it's gonna be easy to build if I was just working on that package. If I'm gonna use maybe in another type of application, it's gonna be easy to include there. But even I guess that it can be included like in the same package. But I decided to use this custom interface just in order to make like a good practice in programmation that I saw during the course that I was following.
Okay.
So in the wall follower package, I have basically like the launch of like the main information, the main algorithm that is calling the service, the action, and the topic that is related with the movements.
Okay.
Um, Basically here like the odometry recorder,
Mm-hmm.
the wall finder that is the service,
Mm-hmm.
and the wall following that is the algorithm that moves like the robot.
Okay.
So what I'm using a topic, and the topic is this wall following. I'm using topic because I need like to continuously and asynchronously, obviously, take the information of the sensors that in this case are be calling use the laser scan
Mm-hmm.
and send information to the wheels to
Okay.
the CMD bill. Yeah. So because I need like to continuously having that information and moving the robot at the same times. That's the reason that I'm working with the topics here. So in this case, there is the topic that received information. There is a topic that send information to the wheels that we are using. In
Mm.
this case, there is the case where we implement, okay, I have here some parameters of like the velocity. It is important to highlight that the velocity doesn't need to be as fast because I mean the robot can be really fast and we don't wanna hit it.
Don't want to run
I'm
into
just
the
gonna make
wall.
sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, as a quick reminder here, I'm gonna stop it here maybe just to be sure. So the motion algorithm, like basically I explained it to you, he's gonna check like the distance to the front wall. Is the distance to the front wall is less than zero point 0.5 meters, he's gonna start like with the movement. So he's gonna try like to keep the distance between zero point 0.3 and zero point 0.2 meters, 30 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's like close enough, he's gonna try like to move and be apart. If it's like far enough, he's gonna try to be closer. If he detects that a wall is on the front again, he's gonna make a left turn to continue with the movement with the path. This is related with the topics. uh, I'm using here the wall finder that is gonna call this service that is called find wall.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm using a service basically because I need once to execute a task that in this particular case is gonna make the robot like to rotate in order to find like the nearest wall that is close to him. And
Okay.
once it detects that wall, he's gonna like have the information to start like the movement. So basically why are we using the services? We use the services in order to get this parameter that is used commonly once in order to continue with the process in like the whole project that we are using. So in
Okay.
this case, just to highlight, we have the call of this firewall that as I mentioned is part of like the custom interface
Mm-hmm.
package, and it's gonna just show us the it's gonna be executed and show us the information of like the closest wall that is near to the robot.
Yeah.
um yeah, so basically we are in this algorithm we are just calling like the rotation, and when the wall is like find it, he's gonna continue with the wall following algorithm.
Right.
And the Adam recorder that is related with the action. So basically, with the actions, our idea is to execute some functions that maybe can take some time. In this
Okay.
particular case, we are using this record Adam that is the action server. To have like the information we can see here, we are checking the information of X, Y, and the orientation maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically we are recording the position of X, we are recording the position of Y, and we are setting a goal. So basically the action is we are checking or we are recording that information during the whole experiment, and we're like recording the X and Y positions,
Mm-hmm.
and we're setting a goal that is when the robot finish the lap. So basically when the current starting point is like the difference between the current starting point and the like the current point and the starting point basically is lower. And so uh it's gonna find that it's gonna continue, it's gonna find that the lap is made it, so it's gonna stop like the algorithm. The
Okay.
action sometimes they're using in order to have this type of like algorithms when they are taking some time. um, we use the action in order to provide like all those steps that are necessary, and maybe we can stop wherever we want. So that's another of the advantage that we can have in the actions. So
Mm.
yeah, that's basically like a general explanation.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
and we
right.
can see the robot plugging or something like that. I don't know.
I
I don't wanna
see.
be someone.
Did he not run into the wall again?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. All right. All right. So, very, very wonderful presentation, Felipe. Um, I would like to
Yeah,
ask you a couple of questions now. Mm.
yeah, sure.
So, just in general, right? Which one of the three scripts that you spoke about, right? You've got a wall follower, wall finder, and um, what was the third one?
The record, the Odom
Yeah, the
record.
Odom record, right? In what order would those execute, right? Just in general, off the top of your head, right? For your packaging.
Yeah. So in the top of my head, initially it's gonna be the service that is gonna be in this case the wall finder,
Mm-hmm.
because the first step is to make. We can see it maybe here. The first step is to detect the wall, so
Right.
that's part of like the service.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it detects the wall that is nearest,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna start like the wall following. That the wall following basically is we are subscribing to the topic to the CMD bell
Mm-hmm.
that is gonna send the information to the wheels. So that's like the part of like the topic
Right.
section.
So you're saying
And
the
at
after the wall has been found, you're going to start the wall follow. Is that right?
after the service we'll start with the service, and when the service finish, I mean when the service finish, it start the like the one following uh like the one following movement, and it start like the other recorder too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. All right. So can you show me in your launch file? I think you did. Let me just open your launch file and let's see the order in which you do that process, right? Because I want to know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
do you ensure that it happens the way you want it to happen, right? That's the most part I want to get
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah,
So, um,
yeah. So this is the main one that is basically called the wall finder,
mm-hmm,
the other recorder,
mm-hmm.
and the wall follower that is the topic.
All right. And can you open your service service script, the one that is doing the wall finding?
Yeah,
All right.
there.
So there, I want you to show me the section where you say it then calls the wall follower, right?
Oh yeah, when it what?
After, so in the wall finder, right, your robot is in the process of finding the wall, and you say that this is the one that will start the wall following algorithm, or that will start the wall following action, right?
Can you repeat me that question?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Yes, I was saying, you said that this script is the one that will call this the action to follow the wall, right? Can you show me where that happens?
Yeah. So in this case, so this is the service.
Mm-hmm.
We have the call of like the service that is the find wall,
Mm-hmm.
and here is the part when we are calling the the algorithm to just rotate like the robot, and when
Mm-hmm.
it rotate the robot, it's gonna give us like the information of like the angle, and
Right.
here later, he's gonna. So here is the callback that is identifying, and here is the callback that is moving the robot and align the robot with the right wall when it detects it.
All right. So when wall found is true, right?
Yeah,
You then want this same script to be able to call the follow the wall, right?
yeah.
That's where I want to see. That's where I want you to show me where did you do that in this script.
Oh, so basically, because we are executing here,
Mm-hmm.
we're
I
executing
see.
here
You're doing it in
the wall
a
finder.
right. You're doing it in a loop, in a try statement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So this will only spin when it's when your wall finder returns a true. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. What if it returns a false? What happens after that? Did you handle that case?
If it's gonna be in false, I didn't try that one, but I can imagine that it's not gonna continue to start. It's just gonna make like a loop in like the like the. Oh wait, if it's false, maybe
Yeah, because
no. I mean,
the what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to get to is that you must be able to handle cases like that, right? So in the event that
okay,
for some reason your wall finder returns a false, right? You don't want your whole program to crash. You want to like find a way of maybe restarting it or handling it appropriately so that it doesn't crash your whole program. But anyway, it's fine. That's what I wanted you to understand. And then
no, but it's a good question actually, because yes, it's like if it's like false, I guess that I don't know. Maybe I need to check if it's gonna like create like a loop, or if it's just gonna automatically like maybe like step to the following. I'm not sure about that part, but makes me think with the question that you make.
which is good, which is good. If you're
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah, yeah.
then you're learning, right? So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, one thing that it was nice that I liked it during the course is that it was not just like to copy and paste like during the course of in general. You guys provide us like a lot of like code, but I realized that not all the code exactly like work on that. So that was good, because at the beginning you just maybe copy and paste, and then it was like, okay, this is happening, so now what should I do to
Right.
to check, because it's not the performance that I was expecting. I don't know if it was pre-planned by you guys, or it was just like casualty in my case, and at least in my course case.
All right. All right. I see. Um, il- I would like to ask you one last question, right? The one last
Yeah.
question I'd like to ask you is, um, when you work with services or let's say actions, right? There is a server and a client. Can you explain the difference?
But the difference between services and actions.
No, server and a client, right? Whether you are using a service as your pipeline of communication or an action, right? There is always a server and a client. What is the difference?
Oh, in actions, or in actions, what is the difference between the servers and the
And
and
the
the and the
client, yes,
client, right?
yes.
Okay, so basically we can see here. So we have like it is what I understand. Yeah, so maybe I'll be a little bit wrong, because that part was the trickiest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
But we have like the server that it's gonna like the point of like the group where we are collecting like all the information. The action is explicitly the one that is taking the XY, the orientation position, and it's recorded to the server. I guess that is mainly like the difference that I can identify between them.
Okay, so when I was saying the difference between the server and the client, right? So when you're using an action, for example, there's an action server and there's an action client. When you're using a service, there is a service server and a service client, right? So the
Yeah, we need to have both of them.
yes, you
I know.
do,
I guess that
you
we
do.
cannot have just one of them.
Yes, yes you do. That's why I was asking about the difference. So basically, your server is the one that's responsible for doing the action if it's an action server, right? Or for calling the functions or algorithm that will be able to execute something. Whereas the client is the one that calls the server for some kind of service, which is in this case executing a function. But yeah, well done on your presentation. So I would like to for us to conclude here, and then we will finish our meeting on Zoom. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. So this was Felipe's presentation, and would like to congratulate him for a project well done. If you are keen on doing some of the courses that we offer certification on, we highly encourage you to give it a shot, and you can come and make your presentation so that you'll be able to at least be able to explain how you did it and what you did. So until next time, keep pushing your